Sent shockwaves through the NFL, through this breakfast table, and you chimed in on the night that we heard that Andrew Luck was walking away. You tweeted this: "Let's not paint the entire Colts fan base tonight, folks. They're one of the most passionate, loyal fans in the league. But whichever fans booed Luck walking off the field should check themselves and reevaluate what makes them tick." You've had a few days, I feel like, to process everything.
Yes.
You came over here to the East Coast. What do you make of everything that's gone on?
Well, just piggybacking on top of that, because that was the first blush reaction of so many people, was to just have so many different takes on the subject. And I guess that's what we're in now in 2019, where you can comment with your thumbs and press send, as well as just seeing what you're seeing on your phone, like some of these fans did in the stadium, and having a visceral reaction. That I would proffer to say that if things go well for Andrew in what he wants to do with his life, and the Colts have the ability to convince him to come back this season for a night, to appear in the stadium and give everyone a mulligan. Let's just reset and give him the chance to walk off of Lucas Oil Stadium at halftime, walk off and make it. This is what the Colts should do, if I may. Let him walk off the field one more time to end whatever halftime. They don't have to retire his number. They don't have to make a big deal with like a ring of honor. Just give him a chance to just wave to the crowd and walk off and go into that same tunnel and do it again.
That shouldn't be his lasting moment.
Correct. That shouldn't be, and that shouldn't be. And we also shouldn't blame Adam Schefter.
No, that's...
Just like we shouldn't blame Ian Rappaport and anybody else who does this job for a living. It's the job of all of us in the media to report what we hear, confirm it.
Adam does not work for the Colts.
And be correct. And it's not like Adam when he made, when he broke this thing, obviously I'm very partial to Adam for many different reasons, and he helped, start the network too, and from like about year 2 on. But the bottom line is we in the media don't know what the reaction is going to be when we report something. So the fact that there's so many different takes, from Luck being wrong for doing what he did or when he did it, and the fans are all painted with the same brush of being completely insensitive to what Andrew Luck might say. They had no idea what he was going to say at the podium as well. And the fact that I would even on Twitter receive people saying, well, that's such a middle-of-the-road milquetoast response, that it's kind of every way you look at it, there's an opinion to something that I think is so simple. Guy is banged up. Having obviously played this sport, what it can do to you mentally, and that these guys aren't robots. And the one thing I guess put a finer point on it that I don't want to hear when we're on the air at the Combine next year and getting ready for the draft is Andrew Luck was one of those smart guys, man. One of those smart guys who wanted to talk about his book club and thinks too much, thinks too hard. So let's red flag all those kids that are out there at the Combine who are smart.
Of other interests.
Because, and this is no slight here. I said this last night at the NFL 100 event, so I'll say this again. We heard the same thing out of Rob Gronkowski yesterday about the joy being removed from the game, about the pain and the physical suffering leading to a lack of joy for the sport. And no longer was it the most exciting thing for them to do anymore. So the only way for them to fix it was to not play football anymore. Same thing out of Gronk's mouth that we hear out of Luck's mouth. And I don't think Gronk would probably even understand this and agree with it. Not in the same Mensa club as Andrew Luck. We won't see two of them together, maybe in the same book club, unless it's Gronk's book.
Sure. Comic book.
All that said, it really touches on so many different aspects of the NFL entering 2019.
Yeah.
I hope that they just give a mulligan to the Colts fans and have Luck stroll off the field. Let that be the last time.
Well said.
Maybe he signs comes out of retirement to sign a one-day contract with the Colts again, reset it, retire again, and walk off and let the fans give him what I think they would give him, removed from the emotion and the shock of the situation.
It's a lot of sense, Rich.
Yeah, it's a great plan.
I hope the Colts are listening. Let's get it done.